How's it going, guys? Jono here, Lost Sheep Adventures. Thought I'd chat about this week about tyre pressures. These things. Of course, tyre pressures have been installed and hammered into us by four-wheel drive action that we should lower them off-road, and of course we should. I finally got a compressor and by God does it change things. The ride is smooth as all hell compared to what it is running 30 psi sort of stuff. The traction's a lot more, and it's just all round it's a better option for you to be doing. But of course you can't run lower pressures on the road. You'll blow a tyre and, well, it makes for a cool video. I don't recommend that. So I thought I'd chat today about tyre pressures. Right now I parked it up on a rock, and at the moment I got 30-ish psi pumped into these puppies. So just double checked it. I got 35 psi in the tyre here, and the footprint right down low here, you can see there's actually minimal tyre touching the rock. Now imagine going along the trails, you've got minimal tyre all around touching the rocks, so you've got no traction on the actual terrain. So let's drop some air out of it. We might drop it down, so we're at 35 at the moment, we'll drop it down to 20. Most people tend to run about 20, I think, off-road. I tend to go to 18, just because why not? So we'll drop it down to 20. We'll see what difference it makes. There we are. So we dropped it down to 20. Already you can see this tyre is starting to bag out a little bit, and on a closer inspection you can see it's starting to, that footprint is starting to be sort of, instead of a narrow, starting to widen out, giving you more traction because of course wider stance on every tyre, more traction. Okay, let's say, well, you know, it's a tougher terrain. We're stuck in the sand, so we want to lower our tyre pressures some more to try and get us out. How much more traction is that going to give us? So we'll drop it again. We'll drop down to 10 psi this time. See how much more we get from the that original 35. There we go. We've dropped it down to 10 psi now. You can see again it's bagged a lot more. We've got starting to get sidewall action on either side here now. I can actually fit my hand in here. Before it was almost vertical. Now I've got a couple inches of extra traction down on the sides here. I've bagged over the top of the rock, and all in all it's starting to get more and more traction. Of course, going down this low though does mean you're putting pressure on your beads. They can only take so much, especially when a sidewall hit, that they can then pop, and then you've lost all your tyre pressure, which makes for an interesting recovery on the trails, but keep them a little bit higher and you'll be right as rain for the most part. Now it's all just well and good chatting about tyre pressures and talking about how it's actually, you know, trying to demonstrate how much it's going to improve your traction, but it's far better to see a real world application. So what we might do is pump this thing back up. We'll cruise on down to one of the tougher bits of trail down here, and we'll start at 35 psi, give it a go, see how far we get, then we'll drop down to 20, and maybe we'll drop it down to 10 and see if we can get all the way through, because it's a tough one. I haven't actually made it all the way through yet. We'll see how it goes. Awesome. No, I'll pump this thing back up. We're out of here. I'm only going to 30 because it's taking a long time, plus with the trails I don't want to be pushing it too high in the psi. So I'll double check all the rest and we'll go find this track. So I always say, you know, if it's a rough looking piece of track, jump out and actually check it, which is what I'm doing. Plus it also puts into perspective the deepness of the ditch. This is the part where I went up on 3 wheels. You might have seen the post on Instagram. That was the rock that hauled me up at it along this line. And so hopefully my left wheel will crawl this and we can pop it straight up, straddle the ditch. With this current fog that's set in and the rain, not looking hopeful for getting through this at all, but you know, it's supposed to be informative and entertaining, so let's do the entertaining part with a little bit of information. Starting there, I'm on 30 psi. We'll see how far we get up along this. We'll mark it with my spade, and then we'll drop it down to 20 psi, try again, and maybe we'll do the 10 psi as well and see if that pulls us that little bit further. But it should be quite entertaining. I'm excited. Right, take one. Again, a little excited, a little nervous. Let's see how this goes. Also a little difficult without a spotter. I'm having to try and memorize the track, feel the trail, and I can get one wheel almost up. What is it, 3 tries and out? Standard convoy rules, right? I think that's about as far as the 30 psi goes. Let's mark it. jump over this side. What's happening is that sidewall there doesn't want to grab that left-hand side. I can kind of pop a tyre up, but then she loses traction. So we've got a front bull bar, front wheel. Let's go to the bull bar. Front bull bar, totally scientific. Okay, that'll do. We'll back off, drop pressures, try again. Right, all done at 20 psi, and I smashed an indicator on the front left. So exciting! I feel like I break something every time I'm out here. Right, 20 psi. Let's give this a run, see how we go. Filling my car full of dirt. Okay, was worth a shot. This is a bit of an angle. Oh yeah, seatbelt. See, I'm sorry guys, I do. Nah. It is handy having 6-inch plastic flares, because that means that I don't have to worry about my body damage. Just replace the flare, which probably a couple $100 anyway, it's bloody cheap. I guess you made it a little bit further trying a different technique. Ultimately though, it does not want to climb this bank. But at least I got to there. Bonus! Oh, I almost ran over my shovel too. My bad. Okay, well there's the front of the wheel mark. I don't know if I want to drop it to 10. Ooh, Jesus. This shovel is terrible. I found it in a river though, so, you know, can't complain too much. I don't know, do you think I should try for 10 psi? It might help. It might pull me through. Right, 10 psi. Third time's a charm, eh? Trying to climb. I got further! It's just quite the angle now, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to climb out of this. No. Officially got further, that counts. You can probably tell the angle I'm on. If I had a bottle of water, I'd show you. It's like this. Jesus! Yes! Well, we officially got further. 30 psi, 20 psi, 10 psi. So we finally got a little bit further. Sadly though, didn't make it all the way through. One of these days I'm going to get it. But it goes to show, you know, tyre pressures do play a part. Also kind of the line I was taking, I decided to come up this way rather than trying to climb that bank. But overall, they do play a part. This is the first time I've dropped it below 18 psi though. That's usually my go-to. Dropping it to 10, that's a new for me. So I run an ARB portable air compressor. It does the job for me. It's nice and handy. I was going to mount it underneath my passenger seat, but now with the idea of it actually being, I can swap it between Jake and Elwood here and then sort of determine, you know, it just comes in handy rather than mounting it. Everything in there, all good to go. Basically open it up and she's going. So I'll back out of this thing and pump them back up to 18, make my way out of here. Otherwise guys, that's it. Do check out other episodes of Lost Sheep. I'm always, you know, trying to make cool stuff. Hey Papa. There's a dog there, just to bring context to that. But check out Lost Sheep Adventures, you know, the rest of the channel there. Otherwise, we'll catch you next time. Cheers, guys.